Can I say something now? Okay. From the story.
La Yashal. Imadi, which means to stand. Sar, Panyaha Kwadum, which means turn and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kwadash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakavka, Taba'ah, Vatazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Mbarataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathanawa, Lacham, Kawa, Yawam, Wasalak Lanawa, Kabawak Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawak Yanawa, Walaa, Tabayaa Nawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapara, La Awalamyam, Aman, in the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakak, the power, in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Babakosha, Nathananawa, Hakak, Hakak, Lavapa'ah, Chamakala, Wakamarawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazariah, Hakak, Lahakuyam, Hamakiam, Hakak, Al-Hawa, Hatama'ala, Hatama'ala, Lagarashan, Bashim Yahushua, the water Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the leprous, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahahayim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ay, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Warataza, Ayathan, Lamawat, Regalka, Ayanawam, Shamarka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamor, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamoraka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayara, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamoraka, Makarai, Yashamor, Napashka, Yahweh, Yashamor, Taza'afka, Wabawa'aka, Ma'ita, Wa'ai, Iwalam, Aman. In the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is like Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, and from this time forth, and even forevermore, so be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, all damiyad laka, al tafarash, wa al tashakwat, al kayahana, awiyadika, yahama yawan, wa masanayaka, nasa'awa, ra'ash, al aimaka, ya arayamwa, sawad, wa yatayai tazawa, al tazapawanyaka, Amora, Lakawa, Wahakidam, Mogoya, Wala'a, Yazakar, Sham Yasa'ala, Aiwad, Kaya, Nawa'ai Tazawa, Lad, Yahadwa, Ayaka, Barayak, Yaharakwa, Ahalya, Arawam, Wayasma'aliyam, Mara'aba, Wahagayam, Gabor, Wa'amarad, Wa'amalak, Palashat, Ain Yasharya, Tazawar, Gum Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hayawa, Zawawar, Labana Lawat, Salah, Aisha Laham, Kamadian, Kasaya Sawa'a, Kayabyan, Banakal, Koyashwan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayanda Ara, Hayawa, Zaman, La Adama, Shayatamwa, Narayamawa, Ka'irad, Wakaza'aba, Wakazabat, Wakatazalmanai, Kal Nasakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarashah, Lanawa, Na'awa, Alahayam, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapanyaraha, Ka'ash, Taba'ayra Ya'ira, it's like it, Taba'ayra Ya'ira, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Hoya, Khan, Tharadatma, Basa'iraka, Waba Sawapaka, Tabahanam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayabahawa, Ay, Wayahapawa, Wayabadwa, Wayadaiwa, Kaya, Ata, Shamka, Yahawa, Labanka, Ayawan, Kal, Harataza, Aman. Blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh. It's like it. Psalms 83 in the English. It's like it. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace. Be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabor, and Ammon, and Amalek, and Amalek, the Philistines, and with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the book of Kassan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zaed, yea, all their princes, as Zabah, and as Zalmunna, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth for wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded, and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame, and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. The blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shai, wa Mayat Yahana. What? It's like a what alahayim. Matazab Yah, alawat Yahana. Ha alawatya, ha saranya, ha kodazayanya, ha khayayaya, wa ha agwakya, Yahweh, ba'ashim Yahushua, the water of mud. In the English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahushua, and Michael, Salakia, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yohanan, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. The curses, the prayer of the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, listen to us now, right now, send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites, and the nations, and the drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amorite synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Egyptology, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way and try to slack it. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Let loose all the plagues. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always, so be it. We're going to bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Barak Lenoah, Wajasha'ala, Wahaba Yasapoyu, Barak, Rapah, Magan, Hagan, Ba'ashim Yahushua, the water of mud. What we just said, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel in the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones in the name of Yahushua. Thank you, so be it. Sar, which means to turn. Yashab, you can be seated. Yashabim, you can be seated. Alright, so where we left off last class was in Numbers. Alright, we was in Numbers. And we were in chapter 4. And we're going to start at verse 7. We're going to read the first 7 verses, alright? Numbers chapter 4 verse 7. Wa'al Shalchan Hapanya. It's like it. Parash, like it. Haparash, like it. Hapanya, Hapanyama, Yaparashwa, Bagad, the Chalat, Winathan, It's like it when the thunwa, Alua, Ath, Hakorat, like it, Ha Kwair, Kwairat, Wa'ath, Hakapath, Wa'ath, Hamanakwa, it's like it, Ha Manakwaya, Wa'ath, Kwashawa, Hanaska, Walacham, Hathamyad, Hathamyad, Salaki. Yeah. Hathamyad, Alua, Yahweh. Verse 8. Waparashwa, Al-Yaham, Bagad. Thawala Allah. It's like it, Thawala I. It's like it, Thawala I. Shanya. Wakasawa. Afwa. Bamakasa. Iwar. Thachash. Washamwa. Af. Badyawa. Verse 9. Walachwakwa. Bagad. Thachal. Thachaltha. It's like a thachalak. Thachalak. Wakasawa. Ah. Manarat. Hamaawa. Wa'ah. Narat. Narathaya. Wa'ah. Malachwakya. Wa'ah. Machathaya. Wa'ah. Khal. Kalya. Shamana. It's like it. Shamana. Ashar. Yashartha. Shatharwa. It's like a Yasharathwa. La. Baham. Laha Baham. Verse 10. When a thunwa. A tha. Wa'ah. Kalya. Al. Makasa. Iwar. Thachash. When a thunwa. Al. Hamawat. Verse 11. Wa'al. Mazabak. Haza'ah. Yaparashwa. Bagad. The Kalaf. Wakasawa. Afwa. Bamakasa. Iwar. The Khaf. Washamwa. Af. Badya. It's like a Badyawa. Verse 12. Walachwakwa. Af. Kalya. Hasharat. Ashar. Yasharathwa. Bama. Bakodash. Wanatanwa. Al Bagad. The Khalat. Wakasawa. Wathma. Bamakasa. Iwar. Thachash. Wanatanwa. Al Hamawat. Verse 14. Wanashanwa. Hamazabak. Waparashwa. Alua. Bagad. Our Gamad. Verse 14. Wanatanwa. Alua. Kalyua. Ashar. Yasharathwa. Alua. Baham. Hamachathma. It's like it. Hamachatha. Hamazalagat. Wa'ath. Hayayim. Wa'ath. Hamazarakwak. It's like it. Mazaratha. Kalya. Hamazabak. Parashwa. Alua. Kasawiya. Iwar. Tachat. Washamanwa. Badyawa. Alright, now we're going to get the English. We start at Numbers, chapter 4, verse 7. And upon the table of showbread, They shall spread a cloth of blue and put thereon dishes and the spoons and the bowls and covers to cover withal, and the continual bread shall be thereon. So this is the Israelites. These are the priests. All right. This is during the time of Moses in the Levitical priesthood, and they're building up the temple, and they're setting up the temple. They're setting up the tabernacles, the house of the Lord. All right. And they're putting this is the table of showbread, where the showbread would be put. All right. And they shall spread upon them a cloth of scarlet, and cover the same with a covering of badger skin, and shall put in the staves thereof. So they're putting it into a certain cloth. This is where this is what's going to be put on it. Verse 9. And they shall take a cloth of blue, and cover the candlestick of the light, and his lamps, and his tongues, and the snuff dishes, and all the oil vessels thereof, wherewith they minister unto it. So they're pretty much trying to cover up the dishes and the things during what we now use during the Sabbath service, what we use in the temple, what you would see during the classes, right? During our classes. We're just covering it up. All right. Verse 10. And they shall put it in all the vessels thereof within a covering of badger skin, and shall put it upon a bar. Verse 11. And upon the golden altar they shall spread a cloth of blue, and cover it with a covering of badger skin, and shall put the staves thereof. So we're in the temple, we're in the house of the Lord. This is the Levitical priest, and they're just covering up what we now use in the temple, or even in our classes to this day. Verse 12. And they shall take all the instruments of ministry, wherewith they minister in the sanctuary, and put them in a cloth of blue, and cover them with a covering of badger skin, and shall put them on a bar. Verse 13. And they shall take away the ashes from the altar, and spread a purple cloth thereof. Verse 14. And they shall put upon it all the vessels thereof, wherewith they minister about it, even the censers, the flesh hooks, and the shovels, and the basins, all the vessels of the altar. And they shall spread upon it a covering of badger skin, and put the staves of it. So this is literally the priesthood, the Levitical priesthood, Aaron's sons. This is how you are to take care of the house of the Most High. These are rules and regulations and steps on what you do with the instruments of ministry, like your manorah that you see right here, like the chalice that you see right here, right? Like your basins and your bowls and your plates that you see right here. Like these are the instruments, even where we keep the wine, right? The vessels of wine, right? What you keep, even what you have, the vessels of oil. Like these are your censers. I would lift them up, but I lit them, right? Like your censers right here. All right? Those are your censers, right? This is all that we use during the Sabbath service, or even during a regular class, because we are in the temple. We are in the tabernacles of the Lord. We are in the house of God. All right? I'm just saying the same thing. All right? The school, which is the house of the Most High, the tabernacle, right? The temple, right? This is how you would store the equipment away to protect it. You would clean the temple up. He said, take the ashes off the altar. We would do, in this during the time, we would give burnt offerings. So you would have to clean the altar off and clean the ashes off of whatever you burnt, right? And you would clean it. Just like when we burn our incense, right? That charcoal leaves ash. So you clean out the censer and then you store it away, but you would use badger skin, all right? Or you would use some type of cloth. So this is just a breakdown of how to take care of the temple of the Most High. This is how you would take care of the temple of the Lord. This is all this is saying. This is all that this is speaking about. We're in Numbers chapter 4, and we just ended with verse 14. All right? We're going to get verse 15 in the Hebrew. All right? Numbers chapter 4, verse 15. Wakala, Aharan, Wabanyua, Lakasaf, Hakodash, Wa'af, Kalya, Hakodash, Banasah, Hamakana, Wa'akharya, Khan, Yaba'awa, Banya, Kwahat, Lashata, Wala, Yagaiwa, Al Hakodash, Wamatwa, Alama Masha, Salakia, Masha, Masa, Salakia. Am I saying that? Masha, Banya, Kwahat, Ba'ahal, Mawai. Verse 16. Hapakwata, Al-Izar, Ban, Aharan, Hakahan, Hakaan Shaman, Wama Awar, Hama Awar, Hasanya, Waman Hamanka, it's like a Hamanaka, Hathamyad, it's like a Hathamyad, Washaman, Hasamacha, it's like a Hamashaka, Pakwada, Kal, Mashakan, Wakal, Ashar, Bara, Bakwadash, Babakal. Verse 17. وَيَدَبَّرْ Yahweh al Mashah wa al Aharan la Amor. Verse 18. Al Bakar Yoda. It's like it. Al the Bakar Yatha. Yathawa. It's like it. Harath. It's like it. Thakarayathwa. Shabai. Mashabachat. Hakwahathia. Matawak, Loyama, like it. Loyama. Verse 19. Waza'ah, Aishawa Laham, Ashawa Laham, Wakayawa, Wala'a, Yamathwa, Kashatam, Kodash, Hakodashium, it's like an Aharan, Wabanywa, Yaba'awa, Washamwa, Awathma, it's like an Awatham, Ayash, Allah, it's like it, Ayash, Al Aibatwa wa Al Masa'awa. Verse 20. Wala'a Yabawa Lava'awa Kabal Kabalai Ak Hakodash Wamathwa. Verse 21. Wayadabar Yahweh Al Mashallah Amor. Alright. Let's get the next verses in the English. Alright. Numbers chapter 4 verse 15. And when Aaron and his sons have made an end of covering the sanctuary and all the vessels of the sanctuary, as the camp is to set forward, after that the sons of Kahath shall come to bear it, but they shall not touch any holy thing, lest they die. These things are the burden of the sons of Kahath in the tabernacles of the congregation. So the sons of Aaron just got finished covering all the vessels of the sanctuary, the holy place, where the house of the Lord, the tabernacles, right? Like your chalice, your basin of wine, your menorah, which is your candlestick, things like that. All right. And the children of Kahath they cannot come into the temple and touch anything. Right? At this time they could not touch anything. Verse 16, and to the office of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, pertaineth the oil for the light, and the sweet incense, and daily meat offering, and the anointing oil, and the oversight of all the tabernacle, and all of that therein is in the sanctuary, and the vessels thereof. So Eleazar, he was in charge. He was put in order. Like in Israel, we always had order. We have rules and regulations to live by. So Eleazar, He was the head priest under Aaron that was in charge of the oil, the sweet incense, the daily meat offerings, the anointing oil, the oversight over the tabernacles of what's going inside. Right? He was making sure everything was ran right. While Aaron had other responsibilities, Eleazar had these responsibilities to do. Verse 17, and Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, verse 18, cut ye not off the tribe of the families of the Kohathites from among the Levites. Verse 19, but thus do unto them, that they may live and not die, when they approach unto the most holy things. Aaron and his sons shall go in, and appoint them every one to his service and to his burden. So instead of killing them, we're going to just give you more responsibility. That's what the Lord said. I'm going to give you more responsibility. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to place more work on you. Instead of killing you and putting you to death, I'm just going to give you more work, right, within the tabernacle, all right, within the sanctuary, all right. Verse 20, but they shall not go in to see when the holy things are covered, lest they die. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, so we're going to stop right there. So at this time, the Kohathites, all they could do is just do the work of the Most High within the temple, but they were not to come in. And while the things are covered up, they are just not allowed in the temple at that time. Anything else after that, they are, but during that time, they are not. All right, this is just during the time. Now, of course, these are still the laws of the Most High and the laws of the priest. What we would do now, right, is, of course, we are under the everlasting priesthood of Melchizedek. That's talking about Christ. All right, that's in the New Testament, and we are a nation of priests. All right, so what we do in the temple now is we still cover things up. We make sure everything is neat, everything is clean. All right, we don't do burnt offerings anymore and things like that. If you are so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, you are a priest, and you can come into the temple, and you can come into the tabernacles of the Most High, the house of the Lord. All right, that's because Christ came, and Christ didn't just come for the Jews. He came for all Israelites, which is so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and we are under the everlasting priesthood of Melchizedek, which is referring to Christ. All right, and we are a nation of priests. So you don't have to be a Levite anymore to just be a priest. You can be a Judite and still be a priest. You can be a Gadite and still be a priest. You can still be a Reubenite and still be a priest. You can be a Simeonite and still be a priest. You can be an Issacharite and still be a priest. You can still be a Asharite and still be a priest. You can still be a Naphtaliite and you can still be a priest. So far and so forth. All right. A Benjamite, still be a priest. So far and so forth. All right. Imadim, which means to stand. Just the brothers up here. La Yasal. Imadim, which means to stand. That means everyone can stand. Sar, Panya Hakwadav, which means turn and face the east. All right, we're going to do the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. All right, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakufka, Taba'ah, Vatazaka, Hayah, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Vashemayim, Nathanawa, Lacham, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawak Yunawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawak Yunawa, Wala'ah, Tabiya'a Nawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'ala, Wahatapara, La'awalamyam, Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Baba Kwashah, Nathanawa, Hakak, Hakak, Lavapa'ah, Chamakala, Wakamanawa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatazarayim, Hakak, Lahafiyam, Hamathiyam, Hakak, Arachawa, Hatama'ala, Lagarashan, Ba'ashim Yahushai, the Wadaman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121. In the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayyanya, Olahayim, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Isaiah, Ma'ayin, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Wa'ataza, Ayatan, Lamawat, Regalka, Ayanawam, Shemoraka, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamor, Yasa'ala, Yahweh, Shemoraka, Yahweh, Tazaka, Ayad, Yanyanka, Yawamam, Hashemash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayara, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamoraka, Makarai, Yashamor, Afnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamor, Taza'aka, Wabawa'aka, Ma'ata, Wa'ai, Alalam, Aman. In the English, I will lift up my eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from Yahweh, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to me. It's like it. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is thy keeper. Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. Yahweh shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim. Salaki. Alahayim. Al Damayalaka. Al Baharash. Wa Al Dasakwat. Al Kayahana. Awayadaka. Yahama Yawan. Wamasanayaka. Nasa'awa. Ra'ash. Al Aimaka. Ya Awayamwa. Sawad. Where to the eye to the wa, out to the Paranika, Amara, Lakawa, Wanahakidam, Magoya, Wila'a, Yazakar, Shem Yasha'ala, Aywad, Kaya, Nawa'ai to the wa, Lab, Yakadwa, Ayaka, Baya, Yakarakwa, Ahaya, Arawam, Waya Shema'alaya, Mara'aba, Wahagoya, Gabor, Wa'amaran, Wa'amalak, Halashat, Ayn Yashabya, Tazawar, Gum Ashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Haywa, Zavarad, Labandalawat, Salah, Aishala'am, Haywa, Salaki, Aishala'am, Kamali, Kasaya Sara'a, Kayagya, Malaha, Koyaswan, Nashamadwa, Ba'ayanda Ara, Haywa, Daman, La Adama, Shayatamwa, Nariyamawa, Ka'ira, Wakaza'aba, Wakazabak, Wakazazalmanai, Kalna Sakamwa, Ashar, Amarwa, Nayarasha, Lanoa, Naawa, Alahaya, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagalgala, Kakwash, Lapanyaraha, Kaash, Taba'ayra Ya'ayra, Wakalahaba, Talahat, Hoya, Khan, Taradatma, Basa'ayaka, Wabasawapaka, Tabahalam, Mala'a, Panyaham, Kwalawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka Yahawa, Yabaswa, Wayabaharwa, Ay, Wayahabarwa, Wayaabarwa, Wayada'aywa, Kaya, Atha, Shamka, Yahawa, Labarka, Ayawan, Kal, Harataza, Aman. In the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they are consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the children of Lot, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, Asa also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them, as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kasan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb, and like Zaeb, yea, all the princes as Abba, and as Amunah, who said, Let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the waves, as the fire burn of a wood, as the flame sets the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, who is never alone, art the most high over all the earth. So be it. We'll get blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shah, wa Mayat Ya'ala, wa Alahaya, Matazad Ya'ah, Alawat Ya'ala, Ha Alawat Ha Saranya, Ha Kudazayanya, Ha Kayayaya, Wa Ha Agwatya, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, the Wada Aman. In the English, bless you Yahweh, and Yahweh Shah, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it. We're going to get the prayer of the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living, Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shah, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites, and the nations, and their drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek, synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Egyptology, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space programs, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airwaves, the cable access channels, and the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Let loose all the plagues. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plagues shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahushua, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy covenant. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always, so be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, Barak Lanaw, Word Yasa Allah, Wahaba Yasapaya, Barak, Rapah, Magan, Hagan, by Hashem Yahushua, the water Aman. What we said in the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel in the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahushua, thank you, so be it. Sar, which means to turn. The sisters can be, the Agwatim that can be seated, the Shabim for the sisters. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Amayim Shabbat, Amayim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua B'Kathum, Yanamata, Sar La Agwatim, which means turn and face the sisters. Sisters, Amayim, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to give a courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Amayim Shabbat, Amayim, Barak, Yahweh Shema Alatan Ba'ashim Yahushua, Yanamata. Class dismissed.